Welcome to this video essay comparing law enforcement practices in two of the most geographically distant states in the U.S., Maine and Alaska. Though both share rural landscapes and low population densities, the ways they police their communities vary widely. This presentation will explore how geography, resources, and local needs shape their approaches to crime, drug enforcement, and public safety. Our objective is to understand how environmental and logistical differences impact law enforcement. While both Maine and Alaska face unique policing challenges, their strategies differ significantly due to isolation, population spread, and infrastructure, leading to contrasting models for emergency response, crime prevention, and community engagement. Maine's roads and towns are relatively well connected, but rural areas often lack police. In Alaska, many communities are completely inaccessible by road. Troopers travel by plane, boat, or snowmobile, which delays emergency response and limits visibility. Maine uses a hybrid model. State police share responsibilities with local and county forces. In contrast, Alaska relies heavily on its state troopers, with no county level law enforcement. Alaska also receives more federal funding due to its isolation and higher operational costs. Both states' governors serve as the top law enforcement authorities, appointing public safety commissioners. Maine's system integrates local police and county sheriffs, while Alaska's commissioner oversees a centralized Department of Public Safety that includes the Alaska State Troopers. Maine's crime rate is dropping, with just over 29 reported crimes per 1,000 people in 2023. Violent crime remains among the nation's lowest. Alaska, however, has one of the highest violent crime rates, 5.4 times the national average, though property crime is on the decline. In recent years, Alaska law enforcement seized over 1,200 pounds of illegal drugs in 2024 alone, including enough fentanyl for 42 million potentially fatal doses. Maine also faces drug issues, particularly in rural areas, but drug trafficking is less widespread in scale. Alaska uses a centralized policing model supported by programs like the Village Public Safety Officer Initiative. Maine depends more on local jurisdictions. Implementation in Alaska is more difficult due to its terrain and remoteness, requiring airlifted emergency services. In Maine, 2024 saw an overhaul of police misconduct rules. Officers can now lose certification for ethical violations, not just criminal ones. Meanwhile, Alaska passed Senate Bill 151 to address the crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous persons, establishing a review commission and mandating rural training for officers. In conclusion, both states tailor law enforcement to their unique needs. Maine emphasizes cooperation between state and local forces. Alaska, facing physical isolation, leans on centralized troopers and federal support. Surprisingly, both states show progress in policy reform, but geographic and cultural factors will drive sharp contrasts. Ultimately, residents' trust in law enforcement is shaped not just by crime rates, but by how well their specific realities are understood and respected.